Okay, so I'm sitting here with Phil, who's recently started Airbnb. He's still brand new to it. Phil, tell us how big is this house that you're living in?
Sure. My little mansion in Yexgay Park is a 4-bedroom, 1 study house with a flatlet on the edge that we built. Converted a maid's quarters into a flatlet. Full flat with kitchen, single open bedroom, and lounge, dining, and bathroom, shower.
Okay, and when did you buy the house?
Bought the house, moved in November 2011.
All right, and in 2011, how much did you buy the house for?
Just under 1.9 million.
Okay, so you bought it in 2011 for 1.9, and I know that you were thinking of selling it towards the end of last year. What sort of price were you thinking of getting for it?
Yeah, so the 2 options there one was to let the flat out, or sell the house, because the fact that I'm living here in this massive house on my own, it seems so selfish and silly when this house deserves people living in it.
Yeah.
So had a little look around what was in the market, what the market was selling for, and I'd hoped around about 2.3 million was the target price.
Okay. And was it ready to sell, or was
there
any work?
No. There was lots of stuff I needed to do.
Okay.
And actually had an estate agent come and visit me, and we sat there, we drew up a spreadsheet of exactly what would be the minimum to do to fix to make it sellable.
Okay.
And that was around about 120,000 rands worth of just touch-ups, fix-ups that included painting the exterior, waterproofing the roof, remarbling the swimming pool, all of those kind of things to make it look like a 2.3 million rand house.
Okay, all right. So if I take the 2.3 less the 1.9 that you bought it for, less the 120 that you would have spent on renovations, then you're sitting with about 480,000 rand worth of profit after nine and a half years.
Yep.
So that comes to roughly about 4,500 rand a month that you've earned on the house over the period that you've owned it.
Yeah.
You phoned me in January and said, please can you come and have a look at it? Can you tell me, is it Airbnb-able?
Right.
And by the end of January, I remember it was Sunday, the 31st of January. I came and I sat with you and I helped you to publish your listing on Airbnb. And you phoned me on the Monday to say you've had inquiries.
I had inquiries already. I was amazed. I was actually stunned, because I thought, well, I'm going to sit now, I'm going to wait weeks and la la. And within a day, there were 4 messages in my inbox.
I
Monday.
love those.
I was shocked. In fact, I was terrified, to be absolutely honest. And
what was it that terrified you? I'm dying to know.
Oh my God, it's going to happen. These people are going to come here. What if they don't like my house? What if they don't like it? What am I going to do? What am I going to... Where? So I didn't know really what the next step was, where to go. So I was absolutely excited, but terrified.
Okay. So then you got your first guest arrived when? Thursday. We published on Sunday. First guest arrived on Thursday. For how long?
He stayed for 4 nights.
4 nights.
Yeah.
And by then you already had a bunch of other inquiries.
Then I had another bunch of inquiries. Some that I couldn't accept because they overlapped.
Yeah.
With the current.
What a nice problem to have.
Yeah. There was one woman.
Yeah.
Who actually sent me a request for the whole year, right up until the end of the year. I thought, whoa. But then she couldn't take it because there were other things in between. And then very shortly afterwards, then I accepted another booking, which followed on immediately after the first. In fact, like the guy who was checking out said, could he check out at like 12 instead of 10? And this other lady wanted to check in at 2. So we looked like it had 2 hours my first guest. I didn't want to chase him out. I didn't want to let him go nicely. And I was scared. What if I push him out? Maybe he won't give me a nice review. So, but they were very good. And they checked out on time at 12 o'clock. We raced in there with our bed linen and fresh towels and everything. And yes, it was a bit of a panic. And then she actually just didn't check until the next day. It was fine. She
After
didn't
all
know
of that.
No, anyway,
Marvelous.
but we're done. We were ready.
So, and how long is she booked for?
She's booked for a month.
So a
until
month,
the 8th of March.
a month and 4 days total bookings that you've had now.
Sorted. Done.
Sorted. And your income for that month and 4 days, what have you made on Airbnb?
So, total for the 4 days in the month is just over 9,500 rand a month.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's just
9.5 in your first month on Airbnb, and we calculated, if I go to my notes here, the profit that you've made in the last 9.5 years that you've been here, we calculated about 4.5 a month.
Yep.
You were going to rent it to a couple for 6.5 a month.
Yep.
And here you've made 9.5 in your first month.
9.5.
Okay, so what's the plan from here?
So, the plan is start to use that money to
Yes.
fix up the other rooms.
Right.
And target is to open another listing for another room in the house.
So you're just going to go do it gradually like that?
Yeah.
As the one room pays for the others. That's what I love
That's
about
it.
it. You know,
Yeah.
your Airbnb guests pay for your renovations, they pay for your holidays or
Indeed.
whatever it is you want to use it for. It's just, it opens up so many opportunities. Phil, I think you've got a great investment here. And I really like your plan because it means you don't need to go and apply for another bond, dip into your savings, because it's just going to pay for itself. It's beautiful suddenly to have an empty nest because there's so much that you can now look forward to.
That's it.
And your guests until now, what have they been like?
Oh, fabulous. Fabulous.
Really?
Yeah, the first couple when they left, dishes were all washed and placed on the side thing that they'd made their bed.
Oh,
which
wow.
was so sweet.
And did they give you a nice review?
Yes, they gave me a great review, and of course, in turn, I gave them a favourable recommendation.
Okay.
And I said to them when they left, that they're always welcome to come back again. They said they definitely would. In fact, the lady, when she arrived, she said, "Oh, it's so lovely, can I stay here?" So, yeah.
And if you take the time that you've spent on your Airbnb business, I know that it's still new, but let's take the time that you've spent, because I know you spent a lot of time on the fixing up and just touching up and preparation work. So say from when we listed your listing, you know, the time that you've spent on inquiries and getting, you know, receiving the guests, how much time have you spent in your first month on Airbnb?
But I'd be lying if I said it was an hour. I mean,
Really?
It hasn't taken me a time at all to answer a message, to respond to somebody, to make sure that you are very responsive. As the messages come in, answer them, address people's queries. It's not been an hour.
Really? 9,500 rand for an hour's work.
Yep.
That's a really good hourly rate.
I'm
Phil.
ashamed to say.
Yeah, I know that there are attorneys, and no offense to attorneys, but you know how they charge.
Yeah.
My friend Gili always says they charge like wounded animals.
Yeah.
And this is a better rate than what an attorney could get.
It is.
I know.
It is.
Oh, fabulous. Phil, I'm very happy for you. I'm so glad that your Airbnb is turning out to be as profitable as it is.
Thank you for helping. Thank you for getting me on listed and all the fantastic advice that actually made the listing stand out. And that's the benefit of your experience that's gone into this.
It's been a pleasure. It's really, I loved helping you. You've been a great friend, and that's why, you know, I thought let me come and see, because I enjoy it. It's so much fun for me.
Yeah.
So none of it was work, and and thank you for letting me help you with it. I've not published a new listing for a while, so it was so much fun getting the photos ready and helping you do the wording and the pricing and everything. It's been fun. So thank you for that. Phil, I wish you lots and lots more happy guests and 5-star reviews.
Thanks, Colin. Thank you for your help.
Okay, cheers. We'll chat soon.
Bye.
Bye.